Yo, what's up, guys? What's up, weirdos? All right, so we're here. We are here. Let me just get the invitation sent out there to Ruell, and we will be up and running. We'll get into the comments while we're waiting. Um, there we go. All right, so invitation sent. All right, while we're waiting for Ruell to get here, we'll get into some of the comments. Let me also bring up the Zebec chart. We're going to talk some Zebec today, guys. Drop some of that alpha. I'm excited about this. Excited about this. Ruell is the man when it comes to research, guys. All right. Just going, and here we go. All right. Let's get into it here. We got some super chats. First, your boy. What's up, man? Alex? Second. Nice. Do we have a third? Do we have a third? Do we have a 100th? Good times, you guys. All right, let's get into the chat while we wait for Ruell. Allison, Green Tea, what's going on, Squirtle? Hey, Rob and Ruell. I'm thankful to have more time to accumulate these prices. Yes, I agree. I agree. Absolutely. Alex, what up, crypto fam? DCA'd a bunch today, patiently waiting for May. Absolutely. J Money, we got Bulbasaur in the house, baby. First one in. Third. We there yet? Focus in the house. What up, brothers and sisters? You got fans. J Money. Chrissy, what's going on? Can't buy Zebec tokens anywhere. So frustrating and sad. I don't see how this coin will make it. Chrissy, whereabouts are you located? Are you, if you're in the States, you can get it on your Coinbase wallet. Let me see where else. I'll see if I can help you out here on where else you can pick up Zebec. I know you can get it on Coinbase wallet because a lot of our Patreon members are picking it up over there. We buy it a lot over on the Patreon. Where else can you get it in the States? So I think you can get it on your Phantom wallet as well. If you don't like Coinbase wallet, you can get a Phantom wallet and get it there. Or probably, maybe not. You can get it on crypto.com in the States as well. You can create an account over there. Crypto.com would probably be the easiest if you don't know how to use hot wallets. So, yeah, I mean, there's lots of options for you, Chrissy. Let me know where you are. If you're not in the States, let me know. But those are the two places I know that a lot of our Patreon community gets it. Coinbase wallet, Phantom wallet, and on crypto.com. Jared, what's up, buddy? The dry powder reservoir is almost empty. Thank God for payday tomorrow. There we go. Are we there yet? Yes. Jetpack, the future is now. Peace and power to the people. Shout out to Rob and the fellow Futuritarians. This collab will be a goodie. Let's give him a warm welcome. And for the one and only Ruell Black. Yes, Ruell is the man, the legend. H. Barbarina, question, Rob. All my coins are in my ledger's stacks. The only one I could not transfer was Moonwell. Does Decent support it? I'm not too sure. Ask me tonight on the live stream over on the Patreon. Ask me there, and I'll look it up for you and I'll figure it out for you, man. So yeah, where else are we? Okay. Waiting to load up tomorrow or later in the week. Yeah, tomorrow is going to be a very interesting day. Very, very interesting day because what's going to happen? Nobody knows. Nobody knows what. I mean, listen, Mr. T is one of the most unpredictable people you will ever you'll ever see, right? So tomorrow could be a mystery wrapped up in an enigma right? What do we got? Oh, my boy is here. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, bro?
Good to see you, man. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it has, bro. How you doing?
Just chilling, man. Waiting for these. I've been accumulating like crazy. Almost probably 5, 6 times a day. I drop a little bit into Zebec.
Nice.
Building that bag up, my guy. I was excited when I heard you started. When I saw that you started covering it, like a few like months ago. I looked and I was like, oh, he's covering this like a long time ago. So I was like, I must be going to the right direction if Ruell's talking about it, right?
High praise, my brother. High praise. Thank you.
No problem, brother. So you got some alpha to drop on us today, I hear.
Oh yeah, for sure. And
Let's get it, brother.
I want to also direct people. Let me go ahead and share my screen here.
Yeah, StreamYard is like updated a couple things. I'm not the biggest fan of their. Okay, before presenting the screen, remove. Oh, okay, see now I got to remove that before I could just click on yours and it would just shuffle over, right?
Yeah, I hate when they have an interface that works and then they all of a sudden try to go and do something else to improve it. Like it worked already. Why'd you change it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they there was another thing that they had. What was it? Normally, before they upgraded their software, whenever my countdown was on, and I wanted to jump over to me on screen, I was able to just click one button, and then boom, there I was. Now I got to remove that, then add my. It's like a 3-step process now instead of just smoothly transitioning, right?
Yeah, I despise it. But yeah, guys, I want to show you. If you guys come over to my X, I'm starting to put like kind of exclusive content on there. Definitely subscribe to my X if you haven't already. I've been doing these mind maps, and just want to point out if you go to the media, because sometimes it doesn't always show on my posts. But if you go to the media, you'll see that I've already created like 3 mind maps. The one you just saw there, this one here, and another mind map on XPR. I don't know if you guys talk about XPR much, but
we do over on the Patreon. We're slowly making it onto the YouTube channel, but yeah, we love XPR too.
Okay, got it. Yep. So let's start a little bit with this diagram here. It's just like if you guys want to, I don't know if you like have trouble or you talk to your friends about cryptocurrency. I think this is like a good little primer to Zebec for them, right? Because I know everybody's talking about, and the young kids, they see like hot to a coin. That's what's in their algorithm, hot to a coin, Jake Paul coin or whatever. They know nothing about something that's connected to Visa and MasterCard or something like that. So you can show them this, and it's like, hey, look, Zebec is something that you can do payments with Visa and MasterCard. This is a little outdated now because they have the Carbon card, but the Zebec Black card, the Zebec Silver card, the payroll here as far as with PayBridge and PGP, Blackstone, BlackRock, school payroll services, WageLink, which is compliant payroll. I did a video on this in which Zebec already has Japanese payroll. Okay. Now, reason why that's really important is because we know that Zebec and XRP share some of the same investors.
Yes.
So with Zebec having payroll in Japan, we know with SBI and how that's connected to XRP. We can tell that Zebec might be a coin of the future there as far as that goes. So we know they already have ADP advisors, which we'll go over that a little bit today. How these ADP advisors are very important. If you guys check out some of my past shows on Zebec, we go over how BlackRock says that I believe it's like 1 out of 6 people use ADP as their payroll. So ADP is really big in the payroll space. So when you see that these guys have ADP as payroll advisors, you can see that it's a bigger plan for Zebec, more than just the reloadable cards. It could possibly be even payroll or retirement funds. Okay. And that's the part to me that's so intriguing, really intriguing. Another thing with that in that whole realm is that BlackRock, on that same video post, I forget which video that was on my channel, but if you go on my channel, I have a whole Zebec playlist, guys. So it'll be one of the first things you see. So you'll see all my Zebec videos in the Zebec playlist. We go over how BlackRock says half of their funds are retirement funds. Okay. So half of their assets under management are retirement funds. And of that half, like half of that is a teacher's funds for teachers. Okay. So PGP, which acquired PayBridge, okay, they have the school payroll services. So they're already at least on the way to getting payroll funds from teachers, right? So if you understand that half of BlackRock's funds are in retirement and half of that is teachers, that's a whole, that's a big chunk of money that could possibly be, got at.
Yeah, I'm gonna chime in there just for 1 second for a little bit
Sure.
of perspective for people when it comes to the teachers' pension funds. Is that those of you who are hockey fans, whether you love them or you hate them, the Toronto Maple Leafs, one of the large owners is actually the Teachers Fund of Ontario, right? Massive amount of money, and the Toronto Maple Leafs are one of the richest franchises in the entire sporting world in the Western Hemisphere. So little bit of perspective for you there, right?
Yeah, bro. I'm from Detroit, so I'm a Red Wings fan, bro. So I love hockey. But yeah. So yeah, guys. So these retirement funds are really huge, and I think that's something that people miss when they think about Bitcoin and all the different laws that are going to be changing. Like when it comes that they're going to get these retirement funds with the laws changing around where retirement funds can now invest in cryptocurrency, that's going to be huge. Talk about diamond hands money. That's diamond hands money right there. So, so this is the long-term, like big thing for Zebec that I don't think people are kind of taking into account right now, is that they can get their hands on these retirement funds. So that payroll thing is a big thing. Then we go over here. Go ahead.
What's surprising to me is how few people are aware of Zebec right now. And I mean, with the market cap being only what is it right now? 75 million. Like, man, I really believe this has the potential to just be a behemoth in the space, man.
Right. So it's a good point that Rob points out there. Just imagine, guys, it gets to a 1 billion market cap. That's already like a 13x, and that's just 1 billion.
Yeah.
Now imagine they get, into this payroll, into retirement. It could go well over 1 billion, over 1 billion. So that just makes me like really excited, guys. I can't tell you, but
well,
go ahead.
also, I'll let you continue there in a sec. But also,
No,
when Trump addressed the was it the crypto summit this March, right, this month, one thing that he emphasized was how they were going to focus so largely moving forward on decentralized finance, especially projects made in the United States, which Zebec is.
yes, that's right. And they make no they don't try to cover that up. They show it on their website. They have the American flag and all that. So Yeah, guys. So now imagine now for corporations that this is zero capital gains tax. Like, oh man, like there's just so much to love, bro. Just in that alone, guys.
Yeah.
We didn't even get into the real world asset part. We didn't even get into the USDY part. We didn't even get into the USDC part.
Yeah.
So just on that alone, right?
But
Uh,
he,
so so let's cover that a little bit, like, and it's going to become clearer when we go into the other mind map. But they have a partnership with Ondo, and if you guys are familiar, Rob, have you guys gone over Ondo on this channel?
oh yeah,
Okay, so you guys are already familiar with Ondo, and you probably know that there's a really big BlackRock connection there, right? So that's why I kind of put the BlackRock and the Blackstone there. So Ondo has like Securitize behind it. It has BlackRock behind it, and we have the whole real world asset part here. Now, the important part to understand here is that the CEO of Zebec, Sam, and I might butcher his name. I think it's Palia. Palia.
I avoid people's names as well.
So he has a patent in which he can do streaming payroll. So it's like payroll to the second paying out.
Yes.
Now that they're going to apply to USDY so they can do streaming payroll or streaming payouts on this USDY. So that's why Zebec's a really big partner of Ondo. So much so, let me bring up the Ondo site here. It's so much so that if you go onto Ondo Finance's site, and I'm going to do that for you guys, you go to the ecosystem and you click on ecosystem, one of the things you're going to notice, so first you'll notice here BlackRock, right? But if you then go all the way down, you'll then notice Zebec Network. So that's huge to me
Oh
that
yeah.
they would feel the need to call them out to that tune,
Yeah.
right?
I 100%. There's some big names up there too, alongside it for sure.
100%, like XRP Network.
Yeah.
We go up Sui, of course. Um,
Pith, Stellar. Wow. Yeah. Supra. Wow. All kinds, man.
PayPal guys, Mastercard. Let's see
Mask.
here.
Yeah. All
Yep,
kinds.
MetaMask, all kinds of guys. Fireblocks, Ethereum, Coinbase, XLR, Aptos. Like
Yeah.
this in itself is a who's who, right?
Yeah.
Copper. So to have Zebec in this list of guys, it really is a big deal, and it shows just like just what what they're like how that they're an important piece. It shows
Yeah.
that they're an important piece. So just wanted to point that out to you guys there. So if we go back here to the mind map, let me pull it back up here. Now we get into Stellar, right? So we got the whole cross-border remittance part here, but understand with the whole USDY thing, it can't be done without Stellar or Ondo or USDC, so Circle. So all of this is kind of like a four horsemen, if you will. If you guys, there's some wrestling fans out there.
Woo.
Yeah, buddy. Um, so um, you know, it can't be done with all four of these guys. So that's definitely check this out and definitely share this mind map. It helps share my X around around, and it also just helps people get familiar with Zebec. And then I have this other one here that I break down on my Patreon, but we can talk about it a little bit in that I make connections with Tim Draper, And if you guys have watched any of my Swift blockchain videos or watched any collaboration Rob and I have done on Swift, I put a big emphasis on Tim Draper, right? And like, I won't break this completely down out of respect for the patrons, but I just want to let you guys know this, right? He's an investor in Coinbase Ventures and Draper Dragons and Baidu. And just by investing in that, so you see how much it opens him up to, right? As far as Circle, Swift, and all these other companies down here, Consensus.
And that's what these people focus on. People like Tim Draper, they focus on what it can expose them to in a roundabout way, right?
Right. And that roundabout way, right? It kind of insulates him in some sense. Like, I'm not calling these shell companies, but in a certain sense, it kind of says like, okay, you might not know that Tim Draper's invested in Circle, but he is if you know that he's a owner of Biden. So
think about it like the people who buy micro strategy stock to get exposure to Bitcoin.
Exactly. So definitely go over and check this mind map out. Just seeing all of these things in one place and knowing that ultimately they connect to Zebec is like super telling to me. On this thing is BlackRock and Consensus and JP Morgan. Like, just knowing that all of these things can connect to Zebec, it's insane. But of course, on this mind map, I could have put some extra stuff like XCN. I could have put some extra stuff on this map, but again, I kind of break that down for the patrons. But let's continue a little bit on the show I talked about today. I went live just before I came on here with you, Rob, and we went over the Zebec Carbon card. Let me just give you guys a little bit of this. To me, I think the carbon card, the big thing that could be a key of the carbon card is it's not exactly KYC. So technically, you could almost say it's not KYC.
I see where you're going.
Yeah. So I tried to sign up for this, and I had some other people that had said they had success for this, but when I tried to sign up, all it asked me for is a U.S. address. Okay, so I think that's all you need in order to sign up is just a U.S. address.
How are you loading yours? Planning on loading yours through Phantom?
Well, I think you can load through Phantom. You can load through your wallet, but you can also load through Google Pay and Apple Pay, in which, of course, I think there's some KYC there, but I think you can also load through your wallet here. So they say connect your wallet, load funds. So to me, that says you can load funds from your wallet.
Yeah.
From your wallet that you connected in step one. But I believe also you can load funds with Apple and Google Pay if you so choose to as well. So so I think this would be particularly interesting for people that want to connect or send funds in USD to anywhere in the world. I think, I'm out here in Arizona. I know a lot of Latinos might do that, want to send funds home to their tío or their abuela in Mexico somewhere, or, somewhere in Latin American countries, or, I know a lot of Arabs send money over in USD to their people and, their relatives. So that seems very interesting to me that you can kind of do this, and you might be able to do it in a non-KYC type of way. So
privately.
right. Trying to be like, exactly. You can do it in a way that could be private. If you want to do it with the wallet, but of course there's the Apple and Google Pay there. So I guess I'll just leave it at that.
Pick
So
your.
that's very interesting here. I think that's very, very interesting there. And I think that gives it can be reloadable. You can do recurrent payments with this thing. So I think it'd be very, very useful in what it's used for. And yeah, I think that's going to be big, really, really big for Zebec.
It's funny, if you don't mind me chiming in for a second.
No, go right ahead.
I was talking with my wife yesterday about Zebec. Because every once in a while, normally she doesn't really care what we're invested in. She doesn't want to know the details. Just give me the money, she says. Right now, go shopping. So, but I was explaining Zebec to her and just about how. And then I don't know if you probably didn't see, but yesterday I played two videos on my live stream last night, and I played them for her as well. And one of them was a video from 1985 when what was it? They had invented the first credit card reader as opposed to the paper, the imprint swipe. This was
Mm-hmm.
the first credit card actual reader that sent data back and forth and stuff like that was back in 1985, and how the adoption, the general retailer or the general consumer was completely ignorant to it, blind to it, thought it was just a fad, wasn't going to work, all that kind of stuff. And then I played a second video from 1993 of the first MasterCard being used at Burger King, and how the customers were saying, I can't see somebody doing this on a day-to-day basis. Maybe like, once in a blue moon when you're on vacation or something. And look where we are today, the ignorance of people. That's why, you know, disruptive technology, right? This is the next technological step in evolution for for the finance, is to go decentralized, having a project like Zebec from every aspect. The pay by the second for employers. When they want to get rid of employees fast, you're done. Here's your pay for the day. Kapoots, you're out of here, right? And
Yeah.
just, the card where the carbon card where you're eliminating the bank completely, where the bank's not telling you how much money you can have, when you can have it, things of that nature. You are literally, this is helping you become your own bank.
Yep, and all the and it's interesting you say that because all the quote unquote negatives and taboos back in that day come up too, where people were like, "Oh no, don't put your money in a bank." It's they can steal it. Oh, you don't want them stealing your cash. That's tangible. You can hold on to your cash. Oh, credit cards. Why are we going to use a credit card? I'm not going to use a little piece of plastic. I want my cash. And here we are in the computer age, and at least in the American age, a lot of us don't even carry cash or don't use it or haven't used it in a while.
Exactly. I usually carry about $100 cash in my wallet. That is about it, and it is like just in case of emergency. I probably have the same crusty old $100 bill that's been in my wallet for like 2 years, right?
Yeah,
It's like an old condom or something.
right. So like, think about this when it comes to also banking the unbanked. Again, like how we were mentioning, like the Tio or the Abuelita. This also comes into, if there's zero fees with this. This now makes it possible to bank more people because the fees aren't as big. So now in areas like, certain areas of Mexico, certain areas of Nepal, because the owner of Zebec, the CEO, he's Nepali. And, in certain areas, he says they don't even have electricity. Like now you can go bank those guys because the fees are so low. So again, I think there's markets here that haven't even been touched by banks that may now be touched because the fees are so low.
Yeah, I was telling the people over on the Patreon the other day that I was utilizing a savings account. And granted, it was a savings account, but and I had certain payments coming out of there. I was moving money in and out of there. and I didn't really think anything of it. And then one day I went, because I don't generally look at my bank statements, right? And then one day I went and I looked at my bank statement, and I just happened to come across like $125 banking charge, like a fee. And I was like, what the hell's that? And that's how much they were charging me a month on my account for transactions to move money around. And I was like, $125, right? You don't realize it doesn't sound like much when it's like, oh, when you, for example, when you use an ATM that's not your bank and it says there'll be an extra $2.75 charge or $3, whatever, that adds up over a month.
Yep, it's crazy. And then think about, somebody that's in Mexico and Nepal, you can't have that. Like, so, and that's what a large reason why a lot of these areas may be unbanked, right? So because of the fees. So again, now you can go really bank those areas, and I think that's good for the powers that be, because now they can be banked, they can be, tracked to some extent, right? But that brings a lot more liquidity into the banking market, into the banking area, and that's good. So one other thing I wanted to point out for you guys about Zebec was to bring in these former ADP people here. So if we look here at Zebec's team, this is the founder, Sam Tapalia, and it seems to me like they're really kind of a two-headed giant. There's Sam here and Simon here. And these guys seem to be the two heads. Simon, first in his class in Canada, in the Ontario area. His payroll growth partners, they ended up purchasing these guys, which is Paybridge and Tony Chiveles. I think that's how you say his name, CEO of Paybridge. They were purchased by Simon. The Simon guy, he's a mergers and acquisitions guy. So seems like he's a really big guy when it comes to mergers and acquisitions. If we go, let me bring up his LinkedIn really quick. Okay. That's what happened. I spelled it wrong. Okay, there we go. So if we look here, we see that he spent like 6 years here. Well, he had some years here with software and finance here, but again, he went to. Are you familiar with this Queen's University? I think this is in Canada.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Must be in Ontario.
Yeah, I think it's in Ontario. So here he has the mergers and acquisition. Close these things out. Mergers and acquisitions experience here with Thayer Street Partners and Bain Capital. So guys like a powerhouse guy, and he eventually goes on to starting his own deal, Payroll Growth Partners, in which they went and eventually purchased Paybridge. So we go back here. And then through Paybridge, he comes with Sam Tapalia, and he has the Wage Link that he builds, the Wage Link thing, and all the other cards here. So if we look at Wage Link here, it's the first compliant traditional payroll app with advanced features such as blockchain backend. WageLink introduced Web3 features like near zero cross-border remittances, USD payroll. WageLink leverages the efficiency, security, and speed of blockchain technology. It integrates with various payment infrastructure networks and forms as a part of Zebec's extensive financial network ecosystem. So I think as things and laws are more clearly defined, we'll see things like WageLink kind of get bigger. Um, and again, like I was telling you guys here, they already have the school payroll services that they're getting into. And they say here, if we read this part, over the past year, PGP's acquisition of PayBridge, like I was telling you guys, they bought them, and School Payroll Services, SPS, have expanded Zebec's payroll segment and its integration with traditional payroll systems in the United States. And I think ultimately this is the part that really kind of excites me about them. PayBridge, a leader in payroll and human uh, uh, HCM solutions, processes over 300 million in payroll volume annually, underscoring the significant scale of this integration. Addition of school payroll services in the PGP portfolio paved the way to create premier payroll services for educators and administrators across more than 100 schools nationwide. And remember, guys, I was telling you guys, of course, if we go over here and share this tab, that there is this BlackRock connection here. So there is this connection with retirement funds, with BlackRock, and the ability to have access to retirement funds, access to teachers, access to payroll. And with the ADP connection, if we go back to Zebec here and we look at Lisa Robbins, former CTFO, ADP, and then George, I'll say Stockert, former president of ADP, that they have enough connections here to get right into ADP, which I know for me, I'm a software engineer. We have ADP as our payroll, and then for our payroll, our retirement is done by Vanguard. So, and Vanguard owns like a piece of BlackRock. So the pipeline is there for them to get into payroll and into retirement funds. It's right there.
Yeah. The network grows. I dig it.
Yeah. So nice. Let me see if you want to ask some questions, if there's some questions out there before we go into more of this, we can.
Let me scale the chat. See see if anybody's got any questions here. Jetpack says hit the like. Just scaling through here. This collab is going to make Zebec pump. I wish it was that simple. Shit, we'd be doing collabs every day.
Right? Hell yeah.
Otaku's in the house.
What's up, Crypto Otaku?
My guy. Awesome Robin Ruell every week. I heard that. Right? Yeah, every week. Yep. Magic Duo. Supra. Yep. Which crypto do you hope tanks the most tomorrow? Yeah. What are your thoughts on that while I'm scaling through these? What are your thoughts on tomorrow? What do you think is going to happen with this whole Tariff Wednesday thing?
I'm not sure. Like, Trump promised something big for crypto tomorrow. So I don't know. There could be a pump.
He promised something big for crypto tomorrow?
I think he did. I think he did on like True Social or something like that. So he promised something big tomorrow. So I don't know. Maybe he announces the tax break tomorrow because he hasn't officially announced it yet. That would be interesting if he does that.
So do you think that we are going to pump, dump, or go sideways tomorrow? Or are we going to do a Jay Powell move, dump, then pump?
I honestly think maybe pump because I think we could probably get like another pump before. Like, let me ask you this question. Like, do you think there will be a dump in May? Because there's almost always a dump in May, like a sell in May, walk away type of deal.
Well, interestingly, I've been tracking the M2 money supply with my channel lately. And going into on the 107, 108 day, you're actually looking at around the first week after the first week of May. If we continue to stay correlated to the M2 money supply, you're looking at a parabolic run on Bitcoin through May and June, and then maybe the first week of July, then we start to see that summer correction. So the theory is that because the M2 money supply started pumping the day of the inauguration, ironically enough. So did Trump, with this tariffs and everything, push the spring pump to May and June as opposed to March, April?
That's interesting because no one will be expecting it. They will be expecting the whole May dump. So that would be very, very interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm tracking it right now. And if that's the case, then we should have a bit of a spring top somewhere around the end of June, beginning of July. So I'm going to be ready just in case to potentially take some profits off the table around that time, then buy back in, because technically that would still be the spring. May, the first half of June is still spring. So.
Yeah, and then do you expect a big November because of the ISO stuff?
Yes, I am. I'm expecting a big blow off top November, December now. So I was anticipating like October because of the whole like average of 525 days between the halving and the peak of the cycle. Usually timed at about October, but with everything being pushed back seemingly 2 months, we might be looking at, in my opinion, maybe a blow off top in the end of November or middle of December, which would be good for Christmas.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm not seeing any comments, any questions, just a lot of comments. Thank you, Ruell and Rob, for organizing an informative session. Absolutely, yeah, we don't do it enough. No real questions as of yet.
Okay, so let me see here, guys. I want to see if there's anything else I want to leave you guys with Zebec before I go. Let me go check out my playlists here.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are hoping for like a top somewhere around June, because the end of June, because man, we deserve it. We deserve it.
For sure we do. For sure we do.
Let me see if I can find it while you're doing that. Yeah, so I don't know, man. We're gonna have to do like an XPR session as well.
Oh yeah, that would be fun. I'm really liking XPR and loan. Oh man, there's so much to like about that. Yeah, let's definitely plan that for sure.
Yeah, we love that. I'm really deep into decentralized finance right now. Like XPR, Zebec, Onyx Coin. Like I'm just like, give it all to me. Even Moonwell, right? Just give it all to me, man.
Yeah, and I think like so many people are putting like the focus on like AI and like meme coins that it's like, okay, well, regulation payment seems to be like it's going to be really big to me, and yeah, I think a lot of people are overlooking payment.
Yeah, well, especially with the administration that's in right now. That's American-based decentralized finance are big deals to that administration. So we always look at narratives that are going to be the most popular narratives in a cycle, in a blow off top. And I mean, like last time around, it was like layer ones, right? And before that, in 2017, it was like ICO projects, right? This time around, it very well might be decentralized finance.
Yeah, I really think so. And I think people are gonna they're gonna think because these are like old coins and Hedera and all these other guys are, they haven't moved much. They're not the new hotness or the latest meme coin or whatever. I think a lot of people are going to overlook it.
Yeah. Your boy says, what would the implications of no tax crypto mean to the stock markets and the Fed?
Okay, so that's interesting in that I think like one move that people kind of missed, I think, was that Robinhood added XRP. So I think a lot of people, are going to be moving their money from like while maintaining their stock account with Robinhood, moving into the XRPs and moving into the cryptos that Robinhood offers, and they don't care about holding it. They just want access to the asset. So I think that's something that people really overlooked, and I think a lot of money from places like Robinhood that have access to both stocks and crypto are just going to be moved to the crypto to have access to the asset.
Yep, I agree. Marcus says, does MasterCard working on their own blockchain hurt all these DeFi projects?
For me, I think it's just like they're going to just use them. Like they'll just use them to underpin their own project. So really, it's probably going to help them because they're just going to have these projects as the underpinning of it. Because like, let me bring back up that mind map that I have here.
Yeah, while you're doing that, I'd like to comment there is that quite simply, what people fail to understand when they hear about, this company's going to create, let's use the XRP ledger as an example. I've heard the argument for years now. Well, why wouldn't companies and banks just create their own their own ledger, right? Well, because you can't just whip up a ledger. You can't just whip. It takes years. It takes years to develop. It takes a lot of money to pay people to develop. And big companies, banks, and stuff like that, MasterCard is an example, it's much easier for them to utilize somebody else's already existing technology than it is for them to spend the time and money to create their own.
And guys, I'm a software programmer. I just happen the company I work in is medical. Like, there's so much stuff that goes into validating and verifying software, and it's like, okay, now I have to be like liable. I gotta work with the the FDA or something. Like, well, for us, we have to work with the FDA, but I imagine that these people have to work with like the FDIC and whoever's like making sure that people's money are safe, and you got to build in systems for that. Like, there's so much work that you have to do, and believe me, you just can't chat GPT everything or hire some programmer for like $2 in a country that no one's ever heard of. Like, it really takes time to build these systems up.
Just
And
whip one up. What are you talking about?
right, just put it in chat GPT, it'll do it all. um so like, and these companies are already masters of whatever they're masters at. Now you're asking them to build a whole blockchain section on top of that. No, nobody's going to want that. And then imagine that there's like a security update or some Trojan that's targeting this blockchain and they got to upgrade it. No, it's way too much for them to just do it. This is not something that you can just build like a website on Wix. You know what I mean? It takes a lot of work and a lot of money to do blockchain. So no company's just gonna just whip it up out of nowhere.
Another factor, especially when it comes to crypto, like blockchain technology and ledgers, is that if it's not trustless and permissionless, it won't work. That's why banks, for example, can't just create their own ledger. Like JP Morgan can't just create their own ledger and have banks use it, because at the end of the day, the other banks have to trust JP Morgan. And it's centralized, right? It has to be decentralized. No one can be in control that you have to rely on for it to be adopted by these bigger companies and stuff.
So here in this mind map I have, guys, just to break down this little bitty portion of it, we see MasterCard, right? We already know that there's partners with XLR. We know that they're partners with Ondo. And we know that they're partners with Zebec already because that's what their carbon card goes off of. So already they have all these different partners that they can work on or work with to build anything that they want to have internally. So for them, they don't have to rebuild the wheel. They can kind of just use what's already kind of been provided for them here And of course, also here, they're an investor in Consensus Ethereum. So they can just work with that as well. So, so again, do I think that MasterCard's just going to try to build something from scratch and not work with these guys? I don't think so.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly with that. It just doesn't work that way, guys. Right? So, your boy says, would each bank and business come out with their own stable coins in order to Again, it comes down to being trustless and decentralized. So, a bank could come out with its own stable coin, absolutely. No one would use it though, right? No other bank would use it because, again, it comes down to trust, right? Banks don't trust each other any more than you would trust some guy walking down the street to hold your wallet while you tied your shoe. Like,
Yeah, that's an interesting thought though. But if we go into and definitely Rob, I love to have a show on XPR. But if we kind of look at XPR and how they set up the metal dollar, they do kind of have it in the way that a bank or some other entity could make their own stable coin and then like swap it for Bitcoin or XPR or XRP or whatever. But
Yep. But it would be
that's
an
an interesting thought.
it would be an internal coin though, only used by that bank, right? I mean,
Yeah, see, that makes more sense to me. Yeah.
yeah,
Like kind of how JP Morgan has that JPM that they use internally.
yeah, nobody else is going to use it. So,
Yeah.
especially not with was it USD1 now as well?
Yep. Yep. And that's who is USD1? Is that
That's
Trump's?
Trump's new stablecoin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we got to do one on XPR. Absolutely, brother. I personally want to know much more. We don't cover it anywhere near enough. So we'll have to get something in the books. I'm going to I'm going to show your page here.
Okay.
Just bear with me. Bear with me here. See, this whole setup, I can't stand it, man. I gotta do 5 different moves just to share something, right?
Yeah.
So, guys, listen, this is Ruell's page or his YouTube channel. Make sure you get over there. Shoot him a sub, guys, because, I mean, if you want the real alpha, this is where you want to go, guys, right? I'm going to try to get Ruell on here more often. He's over on Max's channel all the time as well. You know, guys, these are the guys that give you the alpha that you want to know, the deep dive research that you're not going to find anywhere else. You're basically going to find fluff everywhere else, right? This is where the deep dives go. I mean, check it out. You've got your XRP, you've got your Quant Swift. Well,
Yeah,
we love
Rob, if you can click on the homepage there for it. So guys, I tried to set it up really nice. If you scroll down just a little, I have a Zebec playlist for you guys, the XPR playlist, and right below that should be the Swift playlist. So
look at that, guys. Look at all of your favorite coins. I know for a fact most people on this channel, you love Swift, you love XPR, you love Zebec, like you love XCN. There you go, guys. Look at this, all set right up for you, man. Get over there, guys. Make sure you shoot them a sub, and absolutely, man, absolutely. Oh, a lot of people said, "Oh, already following." Nice. There you go, man. There you go. Yes, guys, absolutely. All right, brother. I'm gonna cut it there. I gotta head to the can. I've been drinking Monsters all freaking day. It's been a bad day for me, groggy. So, all right, man. Let's get something in the books for XPR. That would be absolutely amazing. And as always, man, I greatly appreciate you coming on and dropping your wisdom on us guys. So
for sure. Thanks for having me, guys. Always a gracious crowd. Check you guys later. Peace.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
Peace.